Okay, welcome to, I think it's gonna be the last part of the creative testing series that I'm doing. Basically, we have talked about lots of things. We've talked about the basic strategy that goes into ABO testing, CBO testing, and ASC and what it's used for. We've talked about the cannibalism and the consolidation that Facebook enforces. We've talked about how CBOs need more time and stuff like that. And even if you think that you know a bunch of stuff, just make sure that you watch these videos. They're not long, and I think that they have a lot of valuable information inside of them. And in this video, I want to go over some tactics that are basically based on things that people ask me, or based on like growth hacking stuff that I usually do. So the first thing is people ask me regarding dynamic creatives. So dynamic creatives, as you probably have known, have been cut out of Facebook, and that has been a very good way of testing multiple creatives, and that has changed to what Facebook now calls flexible creatives. It's basically the same. It has some changes inside of it, but this is for this purpose, this video's purpose. It allows you to test multiple videos and images and then mix it with different headlines, different primary texts, and different descriptions. And it basically gives the algorithm, a whole mix of like ads and stuff like that. There are several pros and cons to it. The first one is that the first pro would be the fact that Facebook optimizes for you. You basically take advantage of all of the algorithm. It knows what ad to serve to each person and the probability of that person to convert or click on that ad. That's a wonderful thing to have. On the other side, you have the fact that you don't really have control over stuff. So theoretically, an ad, a combination of video and image inside of all of these images that you've placed is underperforming, but still having money spent from it or by it or using it basically to serve the ads. So that's a very big downside, because the only way to get it out of the loop is to actually go edit the ad and trim it back or cut it from the thing. So you don't want to do that, because that sends the whole campaign into like a learning mode again, potentially resetting the post engagement and stuff like that. That brings me into the other thing that's another con. Basically, when you have an ad that's doing very well in terms of engagement, you can always use the post ID into opening up a new campaign and using that ID and basically taking advantage of the bandwagon effect that you have there with the engagement and everything inside. So you want to make sure that you actually do that. With dynamic creatives, you are not going to, or flexible now, you're not going to be able to do that. So that's another downside. The other downside is that Facebook, because it has some data and reporting issues, it goes in and out. But right now, as to this minute, it's not actually reporting on what's working. So you are not able to break down the video, image, and type of primary or headline text that's working and seeing that. So you're not really getting information that you can use for other campaigns inside Facebook or outside of Facebook. So I don't really like it. You want to make sure that you are able to scale, in my view. So I guess it goes to the question of how much budget you have, how much margins you have, and how if an advanced user you are. If you're gonna be extremely hands-on on the campaign, do not use flexible creatives. And if you're not gonna be that person, then make sure that you just use it and let Facebook optimize for you, because you're not gonna use that data anyway. The other thing is that people usually talk to me about is whether to open up a testing campaign that is cost cap or bid cap right from the get-go. I know usually, and most of you are doing lowest cost or highest volume. That's usually the default thing that people do. It has been my experience that with some campaigns, once you go and start from bid cap right out of the gate or cost cap, it optimizes better. So it either limits the amount of risk that you have with how much money you're gonna spend to optimize or to get the campaign stable and stuff like that, or you're going to basically get a winning CPA right from the get-go, so the campaign is going to be profitable. Having said that, if you're going to lowball the bid too much and the pixel is not warm and you don't have enough data, then potentially you're not going to serve the ads. It's not going to get you any impressions, basically. So what I usually like doing, if my main or the vast amount of percentage wise campaigns are running on lowest cost, then the only thing that I would use bid cap and lowest cost campaign bidding settings right from the get-go is if I'm using iterations of those creatives that already worked for me. So I took the winners, I made some changes, and I want to see how they work. That's number one. The other way that I would do it is if I see a campaign that's very close CPA wise, but it's not quite there yet, but it also has the right metrics. So the hook rate, CPCs, CPMs, engagement metrics are above average, what Facebook considers to be good, then potentially it's a good ground for changing it from lowest cost into bid cap and cost cap. And usually it will still deliver. So it's because kind of like the algorithm already favors that campaign, that ad, and it already seen some engagement that it considers to be good. And that's a very good thing. Usually it is very scalable, and if it's not scalable, then you can really lowball the bid and get like very good CPAs. Let me know what you guys think of my testing structure and tips, and if you have more more questions, then maybe I can either answer them or say what I think about them or create another video. Thank you.